This unusual machine is the PDP Conquest. It's the brainchild of Alan Martin, who has been working on this design for over 2 years.
It's designed solely for the disabled people, the ones that have been injured in either car or motorbike accidents. And I wanted to give them something that was powerful, which made them feel good and was cool. So this is what I've built.
So how did this beast come about?
My son had an accident at work, and one day he said to me, "Dad, I wouldn't go in one of those bikes. Anything that's around, it makes me feel embarrassed." So I said, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yeah." And we looked at what was on the market. And at that point, I started to do lots of drawings.
Initially, Alan had to make the scale model to help him gain sponsorship. The PDP Conquest has stirred up such interest in the disabled community. Sir Frank Williams has given his support to the project.
I made a model, a 1:10 scale, of what I thought we could possibly build. And he looked at it, he said, "Yeah, Dad, that'd be stunning if we could have something like this." So I sent that model off to Sir Frank Williams, the Formula One boss, and he came back to me after about 2 or 3 months and said, "Okay, Alan, build it, you know, I'll start you off." And that's how it started, and this is what we've now come to some 2 years later.
So how does it work?
I needed to get the rear end low to the ground, and I looked at cars and I looked at everything. And when you look at a bike, the framework is only about 8 inches from the ground, the rear end. So I thought, if I can get a vehicle that I can travel that 8 inches right the way through to the back, lowering it to about 6 inches at the rear end, we could make easy access for the wheelchair. So this is the reason I used the bike. All around the top end, just here, we're going to have leather. It's going to be leather bound with a nice dashboard for a real cool sound system, which we want to put in there. And as you can see, we've got the distance from the ground is very low, which is what I've been trying to do. These are actuators. They will be fixed to the side with obviously this part facing in, and they will then pull the tail up once the driver's gone into the cockpit area. So the wheelchair just goes in nice and neatly. Once it's in place, there'll be a switch which activates the actuators, bringing up the rear tailgate, which is very, very strong and forms the rear superstructure. That locks into place. So now the wheelchair cannot move, and it's the seat of the vehicle.
Alan hopes the machine will revolutionise transport for disabled people.
And when we've finished it, we develop it through this year, we will end up with a fantastic machine that I think every disabled person will want.